Hello and welcome back to the Tech Blackboard. It's a beautiful shiny day today, a perfect day to learn and prepare for AZ 900 exam. In the last few parts, we have been focusing on some specific sections of AZ 900 syllabus. But today in this part 18, I present to you a mixed bag of 20 latest questions on AZ 900, just the way you can expect in real exam. And please watch the video till the very end and you will get a free PDF file containing all the questions with the answers for both part 17 and part 18. So let's straight away dive in and learn some new concepts today. So let's begin part 18 with question number 321. It says that you plan to build an enterprise data warehouse in Azure to perform business data analysis. The requirement is to build an integrated environment that will support the development of end-to-end analytical solutions. Which service should you use for this? Your options are Azure Machine Learning, Azure Synapse Analytics, and the last one is Azure Database for PostgreSQL. And the correct answer for this question is option B, Azure Synapse Analytics. Now friends, all of these services are very important in Microsoft Azure. So I want to give you one-liner definition of each of these so that you have some basic idea for each of these services when you're appearing in the Microsoft examination. Starting with machine learning, Azure Machine Learning is a development platform for coding machine learning. Then we have Azure Synapse Analytics, which is also the correct answer for this question. This is a data analytics platform that combines data integration, enterprise data warehousing, and big data analytics. And you can surely match off this definition given here with that of the requirement given in the question as well. Now coming to the Azure Database for PostgreSQL, this is a relational database service based on open source Postgre database engine, and it is not used to build a data warehouse. That's why Azure Synapse Analytics is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the question number 322. It says that your company plans to start using Azure and will migrate all its network resources to Azure. You need to start planning processes by exploring Azure. What should you create first? Should you create subscription, a resource group, a virtual network, or should you create a management group? And the correct answer for this question is option A, a subscription. And please listen to this very carefully. A subscription is linked to the payment setup and each subscription will result in a separate bill. And thus, without creating a subscription, you cannot create any Azure resource, and this is true even when you have a free account. And friends, in case you do not know, Azure gives you $200 worth of free account that you can use to create and explore Azure by creating resources that you want. And if you're anything like me, I'm always interested in things that are free and open source. So this is the Microsoft Azure documentation page, or you can say the start page where you can start learning and exploring Microsoft Azure. And here you can see that Microsoft says that start with USD $200 Azure credit. So basically you can simply create a free Azure account. Just give your details like email and other address details that Microsoft will ask. And then you will have $200 already credited in this account, and you can create pretty much any Microsoft Azure resource and explore and learn Microsoft Azure. And friends, as I just mentioned, even in this free account, you have to first create subscription before you can create any other Microsoft Azure resource. So always keep in mind, subscription is the first thing that you create in your Azure account. And now comes question number 323. It says, which of the following is a reputable set of governance tool that helps development team quickly build and create new environments while adhering to organizational compliance to speed up the development and the deployment? Your options are Azure Blueprint, a continuous integration, continuous deployment, which is also known as CI/CD, pipeline configuration. The third option is Azure Policy, and the last one is Azure DevOps. And the correct answer for this question is option A, Azure Blueprints. So friends, Azure Blueprints is important Microsoft service and there will be questions on this in AZ 900 exam. And I have presented lot of questions on Azure Blueprint in part 16 of this series. So please watch part 16 and you will gain a lot of insights on Azure Blueprints, and also you will understand its differences against Microsoft Azure ARM templates and a lot more. Now let's quickly jump to the question number 324. It says which of the following correctly define edge computing, and your options are: edge computing allows you to secure your application on multiple locations. The second option is edge computing allows customer to run virtual machines, containers and data services at edge location. The last option is edge computing allows to create scalable web applications. And the correct answer for this question is option B. Edge computing allows customers to run virtual machines, containers and data services at edge locations. Moving on with the question number 325, it says which of the following could grant or deny access based on originating IP address? Your options are Azure Active Directory, Azure Firewall, and the last one is VPN Gateway. And no prizes for guessing. The correct answer for this question is option B, Azure Firewall. And let me share some more information on Azure Firewall. So Azure Firewall grants server access based on originating IP address of each request. And you can create firewall rules that specifies ranges of IP addresses. Only clients from these granted IP addresses will be allowed to access the server. Firewall rules also include specific network protocol and port information. And now comes question number 326. It says from Azure Cloud Shell, you can note a underline here. You can track your company's regulatory standards and regulations such as ISO 27001. Now the instruction given are that review the underlined text. Here you can see this underlined text. If it makes the statement correct, then you have to select no change needed, which is the first option given here. And if this statement is incorrect, select the answer choices that makes the statement correct. So basically, in case this is an incorrect option, then you have to choose from these other three options, which are the Microsoft Cloud Partner Portal. The third option is Compliance Manager, and the last option is the Trust Center. And the correct answer for this question is the Trust Center. So the correct statement becomes from Trust Center, you can track your company's regulatory standards and regulations such as ISO 27001. Let's move on to the question number 327. It says which of the following is a correct statement? The first one is private cloud is a combination of public cloud plus hybrid cloud. The second option is public cloud is a combination of hybrid cloud plus private cloud. And the last one is hybrid cloud is a combination of private cloud plus public cloud. And this one question confuses a lot of people, but please understand, my friends, hybrid cloud, as the name suggests, is a combination of private cloud plus public cloud. And that's why option C is the correct answer. And because this topic is so important, I want to give you a use case on hybrid cloud. So here you can see that your application, so please understand this is a use case on hybrid cloud. So let's say that your application resides on premises or in a private cloud. So please pay attention, my friends. We are saying that your application resides on private cloud. So we are already mentioning about private cloud. Let's move ahead. It says many times sudden spikes in demand overload the capacity of your applications like season events like online shopping or tax filing. Now organizations can tap into additional computing resources in the public cloud, sometimes called cloud bursting, where the hybrid cloud environment allows the on-premises infrastructure to burst through the public cloud. So you can see there are two very important elements of this use case. First of all, we are saying that our application is already working or already residing on premises or private cloud. Then secondly, we are saying that in case the demand comes or there is a sudden spike in the demand, then we can burst out our on-premises application to use public cloud. And that's why this solution or this use case is a hybrid cloud. Furthermore, it says many customers take advantage of hybrid cloud to achieve global scale and increase reliability. In highly regulated industries, data residency requirements may mandate that certain set of data must be kept on premises while the other workloads can reside in public cloud. So hopefully you understand. I have presented you two use cases for the hybrid cloud. The first one already says that in case you have to burst out, then you can use public cloud, and this combination of private cloud and public cloud will make this a hybrid cloud. In second use case, I'm saying that sometimes there is a regulatory mandate. You have to keep some data on premises due to security reasons, but the other data or other part of the application, you can move to the public cloud. In that case also, you're combining private cloud and the public cloud. So that also makes it a hybrid cloud. I hope this is now very clear to you what is a hybrid cloud and where you can use it. And now let's move on to the question number 328, a related question. It says that your organization existing infrastructure is on premises. Due to changing demand, organization was to move some of its infrastructure on Azure cloud. Now you are tasked to suggest a cloud computing model that takes full advantage of on-premises infrastructure and also allows data and application to be shared between on-premises and cloud infrastructure. Which of the cloud computing model would you suggest? Your options are public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. And I'm pretty sure with the detailed discussion that we did in the last question, all of you have picked the right option, and that is option C, hybrid cloud. Moving on to the question number 329, it says this question requires you to evaluate the underlying text to determine if it's correct. This is the statement here, and you can see it says resource groups provides organizations with the ability to manage compliance of Azure resources across multiple subscriptions. So basically in these kind of questions, you have to review this underlying text, and if this makes the entire statement correct, in that case you have to choose this no change needed option. Otherwise, you have to choose one of the options given here to make this entire statement correct. So what are the other options? We have Azure App Service Plan. The third option is Azure Policies. And then we have management groups. And the correct answer for this question is option C, Azure Policies. Now we have discussed Azure Policies many times, but a quick revision would not harm. So Azure Policies can be used to define requirements for resource properties during deployments and for already existing resources. Azure Policies controls properties such as types or location of the resources. And very importantly, Azure Policy is a service in Microsoft Azure that you can use to create, assign, and manage policies. And these policies enforce different rules and effects over your resources, so those resources can stay compliant with your organization standards and service level agreements. For example, you can have a policy that only allows a certain level of SKU size of virtual machines in your environment. And once this policy is implemented, new and existing resources will be evaluated for compliance. Now let me ask you a quick question, or let me say I give you a homework. All of you please understand this and try to answer. The question is, I just mentioned that Azure policies once applied will be evaluated against all the existing and the new resources. Now you have to tell me, in case of the existing resources, if any resource is violating the Azure policies, what do you think will happen? Will that resource continue to function, or will that resource cease to function? Let me know your answers in the comment section, and let's share this good knowledge. And now let's move on to the question number 330. It says, which options lets you extend your on-premises networks into Microsoft Cloud over a private connection with the help of connectivity provider? Your options are point-to-site VPN, site-to-site VPN, or ExpressRoute. And friends, here I just want to mention, in the previous part 17, I took a question on point-to-site VPN, and many of our learners messaged me asking about taking questions on other type of VPN. What kind of question should they expect in AZ900 exam from this section? I truly understand this section confuses a lot of Azure learners which option to choose when. So here I present 3 back-to-back questions on this concept, and I'm sure this will help you understanding this concept better, and you can also help me by liking this video. Please like the video. Now coming to the correct answer for this question, it's option C, ExpressRoute. And in case you want to understand more on Azure ExpressRoute, this is the documentation. It says ExpressRoute lets you extend your on-premises networks into Microsoft Cloud over private connection with the help of a connectivity provider. And that's exactly what was asked in the question as well. Connectivity provider That's why Express Route is the correct answer. Now let's take up question number 331. It says which option is used to set the communication between an on-premises VPN device and an Azure VPN gateway through an encrypted tunnel over the internet. Your options are point-to-site VPN, site-to-site VPN, or Express Route. And this time, my friends, the correct answer is option B, site-to-site VPN. Now friends, site-to-site VPN establishes connection between on-premises VPN device and an Azure VPN gateway that is deployed in a virtual network. Now this type of connection type allows communication between any on-premises authorized resource to access virtual network through an encrypted tunnel. That's why site-to-site VPN is the correct answer. And now coming up, question number 332, it says which option lets you create a secure connection to your virtual network from an individual client computer? Your options are once again point-to-site VPN, site-to-site VPN, and Express Route. And this time, my friends, the correct answer is point-to-site VPN. And in case you want to learn more about point-to-site VPN, this is the documentation. It says the point-to-site VPN gateway connection lets you create a secure connection to your virtual network from an individual client computer. A P2S connection is established by starting it from the client computer. This solution is useful for telecommunicators who want to connect to Azure VNets from a remote location, such as from home or a conference. And also friends, please check out the question number 311 of previous part 17 for another similar question on VPN concept. And now let's move on to the question number 333. It says which of the following Azure services do not require you to select particular region? Your options are virtual machines, storage types, Azure Active Directory, Azure Traffic Manager, or the last one is Azure DNS. And correct answers for this question is option C, option D, and option E. So basically, my friends, whenever you are creating Azure Active Directory or Azure Traffic Manager, Azure DNS, in that case, you do not have to choose a particular region. And here comes question number 334. It says which Azure service you can use for quickly sending millions of notifications to iOS, Android, Windows, or Kindle devices working with APNs, or also known as Apple Push Notification Service, GCM, Google Cloud Messaging, and WNS, Windows Push Notification Service, and more. Your options are IoT Hub, Azure Notification Hubs, Azure Machine Learning, and the last one is Azure Monitor. And the correct answer to this question is option B, Azure Notification Hubs. So what is the Azure Notification Hubs? So basically, this is a massively scalable mobile push notification engine for quickly sending millions of notifications to iOS, Android, Windows, or Kindle devices working with APN. Basically, whatever the question is asking, this service is most suitable for that. And coming up next is question number 335. It says to what should an application connect to retrieve security tokens? Your options are Azure Storage Account, Azure Active Directory, Azure Security Center, and the last one is Azure Key Vault. And the correct answer for this question is option B, Azure Active Directory. A very important service in Microsoft Azure. So what is Azure Active Directory? Well, Azure AD authenticates users and provides access tokens. An access token is a security token that is issued by an authorization server. Also note, my friends, many people confuse security tokens as secrets. Please mind it, security tokens are not a secret. What is a secret in Microsoft Azure? Well, password, private keys, and certificates, all these are categorized as secrets but not security tokens. And also note, my friends, tokens are generated when the request is made and they change with almost each request and valid for a short duration only. And that's why there is no point in protecting the token by storing it in Azure Key Vault to use it when it is needed. It's not static, it's a dynamic value, and that's why it doesn't make any sense to store security tokens. Coming up next is question number 336. It says that you need to be aware of the latest Azure security standards to protect your data. Which of the following service should you use to ensure this? Your options are Azure Government, Online Terms of Service, Trust Center, and the last one is Azure Compliance Documentation. And the correct answer for this question is option C, Trust Center. Coming up next is question number 337. It says Azure Cosmos DB is an example of which cloud offering? Your options are Platform as a Service, infrastructure as a service, serverless, and the last one is software as a service. And the correct answer for this question is option A, platform as a service. Moving on to the question number 338, it says a Microsoft SQL Server database that is hosted in the cloud and has software updates managed by Azure is an example of. Your options are disaster recovery as a service or DRaaS. The second option is infrastructure as a service, and then we have platform as a service. The last one is software as a service. And the correct answer for this question is platform as a service. And here, my friends, I want to make a point very clear. Many people confuses in these kind of questions. Here it is not saying Microsoft SQL database on a virtual machine. In that case, that would have been infrastructure as a service. But in this case, what we are telling is that SQL Server database that is hosted on the cloud, and more importantly, all the updates, software updates are managed by Azure. In this case, this is most certainly platform as a service. And now let's move on to the question number 339. It says that you can access Compliance Manager from, your options are Azure Active Directory Admin Center. Second option is Azure Portal, and then we have Microsoft 365 Compliance Center. Then we have Azure Service Trust Portal, and the last option is Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal. And the correct answer for this question is option E, Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal. And this documentation here is a good place to start working on Compliance Manager. The link as usual is given in the description box. And now let's move on to the question number 340. It says which of the following provides information about the planned maintenance and the changes that could affect the availability of your resources. Your options are Azure Monitor, Azure Security Center, Azure Service Health. And the correct answer for this question is option C, Azure Service Health. So let me give you a brief introduction on Azure Service Health. So Azure Service Health is a suite of experiences that provide personalized guidance and support when the issues with Azure services affect you. And this service can notify you, help you understand the impact of issues, and keep you updated as the issue is resolved. Also note, my friends, that Azure Service Health can also help you in prepare for planned maintenance and changes that could affect the availability of your resources. And also, my friends, in case you want to learn more on Azure Service Health, then this is the question that you must see. Question number 226 of part 13. And in this question, my friends, I have explained in a very detailed manner with a live demo how can you access or where from you can access Azure Service Health and what are the facilities or the benefits. Everything is shown in this question live demo on Azure portal. So please go ahead and watch part 13, question number 226. And now to all my learner friends who have been learning patiently till now with me, this is the gift for you. So in case you are looking for a free PDF file containing all the questions with the answers that we discussed in part 17 and part 18, you have to tell me the correct answers for the question number 301, 309, 317, 323, 332 and 340. And you can send in your answers in the comment section below and also email us at connectus@thetechblackboard.com. And whenever, my friends, you are answering any question, please let us know which part these questions are from. And that was all for today. Please do not forget to like the channel, and in case you are new here today, please subscribe to the channel, and I promise you, you will get a good value from this subscription. And besides that, any queries, any doubts or any question is not clear, please do reach me in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, stay fit, keep learning, and thanks for watching.
If this video has added any value in your learning, a like and subscribe is highly appreciated. Share this video in your family and friends to spread and expand their learning. Your comments and feedback give me a chance to interact with you, and I look forward for them. We will meet again in our next video. Till then, stay fit, keep learning, and thanks for watching.